Hey, Caitlin, what value do you feel like you and this team got out of the playoff experience, and what did it to you reveal that you guys need in the future?
Yeah. Like we talked about in our locker room after...
Caitlin Clark has stunned WNBA fans with a surprising announcement. The Indiana Fever point guard has decided to end her season following a heartbreaking playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun. Her announcement came just days after the crushing defeat. While her decision might shock fans and casual observers alike, it shouldn't come as a complete surprise. Clark has faced relentless challenges both on and off the court, from opposition players to fans and even the mainstream media.
So the Indiana Fever season unfortunately comes to a close here at Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut, after a furious fourth quarter frenzy to make this thing a game here in a must-win Game 2 against the Connecticut Sun. This Sun team, you have to give them credit. They are a veteran-led team. They're a team that's been here before. They are a sound basketball team. It just felt like throughout the game, every time Indiana went to make a run, they countered with another run and just made more plays at the end of the game than the Indiana Fever did. The Fever were taking the lead. It was back and forth in that fourth quarter. You have to really recognize the mettle this young team showed, but Marina Mabrey, the Golden Domer, the Notre Dame alum, the dagger at the end to end the Fever season here in Connecticut. 87-81 your final. Caitlin Clark, 25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, 16 points, 19 rebounds. This Fever team left it all out on the floor. There is no denying that. It's disappointing. There's no question about it.
Caitlin Clark had an extraordinary rookie season, capturing the league's attention with her stellar performances. From the very beginning, she showcased her immense talent, even though the Indiana Fever's results may not have reflected her individual brilliance.
Last night, Caitlin Clark put on a show. 24 points, 19 assists, and that's why I'm watching and I'm kind of laughing at the people who are trying to make this an argument or a discussion that Angel Reese is somehow the Rookie of the Year. And this isn't anti-Angel Reese. I told you, she is relentless. She reminds me of Moses Malone. If you're old enough to remember how Moses played, his shot wasn't pretty, but he was relentless. Both ends of the floor. He was going to get rebounds. He was going to get garbage points. He'll putbacks. Aesthetically wasn't pleasing, but Angel Reese is kind of like Moses Malone. Caitlin Clark.
After the Olympic break, Caitlin Clark elevated her game to an entirely new level. Her outstanding performances even placed her on the shortlist of WNBA MVP candidates at several online sportsbooks. However, much of the focus this season has been on the treatment Clark has received on the court. Notably, 17% of the league's flagrant fouls have been committed against her. According to data from across the timeline, the WNBA has recorded 31 flagrant fouls this season, minus 30 categorized as flagrant 1 and 1 as flagrant 2. The sole flagrant 2 foul, which results in an automatic ejection, occurred on May 25th against Reese. The foul was committed by Connecticut Sun's Alyssa Thomas.
Did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am. So yeah.
Did you and Marina kind of laugh about it afterwards? It looked like there was later on in the game they caught you guys laughing about it.
No, I just told you I didn't even know I hit her, so I can't laugh about something I didn't know happened.
Circling back on the play with your eye, what would you say to the crowd of people that think a hit like that was intentional, maybe even warrants a suspension?
It wasn't intentional by any means. You just watched the play. It wasn't intentional.
Even during the playoffs, Caitlin Clark faced rough treatment on the court, particularly from DeJounte Carrington and Marina Mabrey of the Connecticut Sun. One incident that drew significant media attention was Carrington's eye-poking of Clark, which became a hot topic after additional footage surfaced on social media. Despite the outcry, the referees chose not to take any action regarding the incident.
Just having my teammates back. Me and Kennedy are super competitive, and just having a competitive edge. I love my teammates, and I'm always going to have their back, so it's just a competition.
I think we see a lot of that similar competition expressed by Kennedy, expressed by yourself. In the NBA, we see a lot of players who have everything.
Yeah.
We see a lot of players competitiveness involved. What's your thoughts on the changing the dialogue in the W to embrace that?
Yeah, it's just competition. I mean, I feel like that field's on fire. How me and Kennedy were kind of brought up, how me and Kennedy play our games. We go off of energy, and we're a dynamic duo where we come off a lot of energy, and we're just super competitive every single day. So hopefully that translates obviously to the WNBA, but I think we've started and done a great job being able to continue that. It's all love.
I don't have any regrets with anything. I'm going to compete and play 100% hard no matter who it is, like I said, or who we're playing. No, I don't have any regrets. It has become a big national story. We've had things that have been thrown into hoops like racism and just different things thrown to players that shouldn't even been brought up. This is a game I love. This is a game I'm passionate about. And at the end of the day, I'm thankful that I'm able to display it to everybody. And if you're gonna watch the game, watch all of the game before you make a conclusion. Just watch the whole game and get to know the players. Those that say you don't know players, you haven't watched the WNBA. Get to know your players that are already here and already in this league and already trying to make a mark.
The chippiness that was going on before, was that there?
Another incident occurred on June 1st, when Chicago Sky forward Chindy Carter delivered an unprovoked hip check to Caitlin Clark. Carter refused to address questions about the incident during the post-game press conference, but later took to social media to repeatedly criticize Clark. Responding to a post about her press conference on Threads, Carter wrote, "That's that on that, because besides three-point shooting, what does she bring to the table?" On June 16th, Clark suffered yet another questionable hit, this time to the head, from Chicago Sky rookie and longtime college rival Angel Reese.
25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Like, you should be killing them.
Yeah. Since the beginning of her success in Iowa, many WNBA players have been hating on Caitlin Clark, but no one more than Sheryl Swoopes. She started by blatantly lying about Caitlin's college career, saying she played 5 years, taking 40 shots a game. But Clark played the typical 4 years in college and only took 20 shots a game. She even lied about Caitlin's age, all in an attempt to downplay her success.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player said it.
Okay. When she was called out for it, she played the victim and called Clark a bully.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about bullies, we can talk about every time Caitlin has the ball, she pushes off.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying.
After a slow start to the season, Clark led the Fever to a comeback in the standings and broke multiple records while doing so. Sheryl Swoopes ignored Caitlin Clark and claimed Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year. Sheryl Swoopes would then go on her podcast to give everyone on the Indiana Fever credit except for Caitlin Clark, purposely ignoring her impact on the team.
I think the Olympic break really helped Indiana. I'm going to say shout out to Lexi Hull. I'm a big Lexi Hull fan. Watch her in AU. Kelsey Mitchell is just stroking. She is just shooting the basketball. Aaliyah Boston, almost a triple-double.
In addition to on-court incidents, Caitlin Clark has faced clear disrespect from some former players, including Sheryl Swoopes, as well as criticism from others who seem to target her success. Much of this negativity appears to stem from what Clark represents, a white athlete excelling in a sport predominantly dominated by black women, rather than her performance or character.
Her range, her three-point shooting overall, her flair for testing her range every night and knowing that the other team's going to try to take it away. And she's fearless. No shot is a bad shot, and when you can shoot it as well as she can. She just adds another element of surprise that you can't really game plan for because it's so kind of just unseen. And once she crosses half court, she's within her range. It's always a threat. Biggest thing is how she balances that and her playmaking ability to get everybody else.
Reason is the first casualty of emotion. When you feel very emotionally about any subject, it becomes more and more difficult to be reasonable when you talk about it, which is one of the reasons why I think I'm a good person to talk about this Caitlin Clark thing, because I don't have a horse in the race, if you will. I don't have a vested interest. I'm not trying to, as many people out there seem to be, from what I can tell on social media and whatnot, I'm not trying to turn this into a cause so that I can somehow increase my own lot in life. I see the situation for what it is, which is a bordering on unprecedented set of circumstances in a team sport. And it is okay, even though you are a talk show host, to sometimes say, I see both sides.
Be hosting the show with one of my great friends.
I'm Nina Kimes, and you consider us friends?
Well, I did, but as the kids say, it's been a minute. Where have you been?
It has been a minute. I've been sitting around waiting for the call to host.
Do you do other shows? I never see you anymore on TV. Are you doing other shows, or this is just it?
I'm always available to host with you, Frank.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Good job. So happy to have Mina along. Welcome to PTI, everyone, with Mike and Tony off tubing on the Shenandoah River. I'm joined by my esteemed colleague from NFL Live and the Mina Kimes Show, featuring Lenny, the aptly named Mina Kimes. Wow! They never do that with me. All right, let's start today with some youth soccer, of course. 14-year-old Kevin Sullivan became the youngest player to take the field for an MLS team last night when he entered the game for the Philadelphia Union late in the second half. He had one shot on goal, and while he didn't score...
To her credit, Caitlin Clark has continued to excel despite the physical challenges she has faced in the league. Since returning after missing the Olympic break, she has been putting up impressive numbers, averaging 24.6 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 9.0 assists per game.
And towards the end of the game, Fever's up by 2. They're sensing their first win of the season. Caitlin Clark put in 2 threes that were from way deep, and the place went nuts. Absolutely insane. And she gave kind of a shrug. She dapped up your friend, Kutcher, who was sitting at half court. Yeah. And actually, after the win, came out to say hi to him. And the place went nuts when she came back out. I mean, absolutely 100% playoff atmosphere in that building. It was filled up like a playoff game, and it was playoff Lakers tickets on the secondary ticket market type prices.
It was pricey, man.
It was off the hook.
You can't help but wonder how long Caitlin Clark will tolerate this level of treatment. Despite the challenges, she has achieved remarkable milestones this season. Clark ended the regular season with 337 assists, setting both a rookie and league record for the most assists in a single season. She also became the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double and set the record for the most three-pointers made by a rookie in a single season.
Scored the most points by a point guard in WNBA history. The most amazing thing is not the unanimous Rookie of the Year. It's she's first team all WNBA with the big dogs. She's on the team with Asia Wilson. She's on the team with Stewie. Let that sink in. She is a rookie, and this is where she is. And Andrea makes some great points. DeWanna Bonner is 6'4" tall. She's lanky. She's angular. She can cause problems without fouling because she can cover a lot of ground. A lot of times, the guards that are guarding Caitlin, they're normally her height, maybe a little shorter. But when you got somebody like a DeWanna Bonner, who's 6'4" tall, who can slide, who's effortless, she kind of reminds you she's kind of built like a female version of Scottie Pippen.
On July 17th, Caitlin Clark made history by recording 19 assists in a single game against the Dallas Wings. Despite the loss, her achievement set a new WNBA record for the most assists in a game.